What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Mets Central. And the Mets win 6-3 over the Philadelphia Phillies. Before we jump into everything, please be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Mets fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel. And this was obviously a much needed win. I said bare minimum going into the series. Split. I think every fan felt the same way. Split. Although I again said 3 out of 4. That's what I wanted. Realistically, a split would be fine. That's what I said going into the series. And now they put themselves in a spot where they already split the series. If they could find a way to win tomorrow, then that would be even more huge, because going up into that Atlanta series either by 2 or 3 games just changes the entire conversation. It would suck if it's just 1 game, but it wouldn't be the end all be all, because I just quite frankly don't know how to feel with Tyler McGill going against Zach Wheeler tomorrow. But regardless, the Mets get the job done. After what I thought with the way this game started was going to be one of those losses where we were going to get infuriated with Sean Manaea because of the first at bat. I mean, the first at bat, let's just jump into it. He lets off a home run to a leadoff home run by Kyle Schwarber, and right then and there, I think every Met fan collectively said fuck and felt that it was going to be one of those games where we're going to be disappointed in Sean Manaea, who has been brilliant thus far, but coming up small in a spot that matters the most. Thankfully, that did not happen, and thankfully we can look back at that and laugh, but at least maybe that was just me. Maybe I'm the jerk off that was just thinking that all doom and gloom there. Maybe that's just a me thing, but I'm just saying how I felt, of course, here. And then he gets the next 3 outs, so it did make me feel a bit better, especially picking up 2 strikeouts there, starting to locate the fastball a bit better. So I was really liking what I was seeing from the pitch arsenal from him. And then we go to the bottom of the first, where the Mets had an opportunity to really respond right away with an Iglesias leadoff double, because he continues to be unreal in the leadoff spot. Marte flies out, Vientos strikes out, which yikes for what Vientos did today. Pete Alonso then walks, and then Nimmo grounds out. So again, they could have maybe tacked on a run there, and it would have made us all feel a lot better, but unfortunately that did not happen. We go to the top of the second inning, where JT Realmuto and Nick Castellanos fly out back to back. I said it backwards for some reason. And then Sosa grounds out. We go to the bottom of the second, where Tyrone Taylor grounds out, and then Francisco Alvarez, who should have been in the lineup last night and better be in the lineup tomorrow, hits a Duke, hits one opposite field, and that ties the game up at 1. And then Harrison Bader grounds out, and then Luis Angel Acuna joins in with a home run, making it 2-1. And Acuna, again, he has just been, I just cannot believe what Acuna has done. I was someone that wanted Acuna called up when they were getting to September call-ups, thinking, all right, you get a bench piece. Maybe he could get a couple of hitting assignments, fill in a pinch if needed. And, you know, on top of that, bring speed, bring a decent glove if needed. But he's hitting for way more power than I ever expected. And he's hitting better than I ever would have imagined, to the point where maybe the Mets got to consider hitting him higher. Although I don't know if you want to do that, because you kind of have this thing going where Acuna is hitting well in the 9th spot, and then you have Iglesias hitting well at the top of the order. I don't know if you want to mess with that right now. And quite frankly, I'm not complaining if they just leave things alone, because I'm not complaining either way as long as they win. But again, it is something to look out for. Potentially that could be a change, but I don't know if they should, if it's working this well. And then Iglesias gets a single. Marte hits into a force out. We go to the 3rd inning, where Manaea gets a 1-2-3 inning. Again, looking like he was back in command. He had the same thing in the 4th inning, but the bottom of the 3rd, because we got to backtrack there, the Mets had another opportunity, and it just felt like a matter of when, not if, this team was going to break out offensively today, because Vientos strikes out, Alonso walks, Nimmo hits into a force out, Taylor with a single, and then Alvarez with a ground out. We go to the 4th inning, where again, Manaea had the 1-2-3 inning, but then Suarez had a 1-2-3 inning. Top of the 5th inning, Nick Castellanos with a home run to tie the game up. Did not love the pitch by Manaea there, hanging a changeup right in Castellanos' wheelhouse. It was a little bit off the plate, so it's hard to ridicule him entirely for that, but I didn't love the pitch there. Really didn't love it. And then he gets the next 3 batters, gets 2 strikeouts in there. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning where Marte and Vientos both get out. Alonso with a walk. Nimmo strikes out. We go to the sixth inning where it was a 1-2-3 inning for Sean Manaea, who continued to deal. Ruiz comes into the game for the Phillies, gets the first two batters, and then this is where I really felt like the Mets were going to lose because Bader walks, and then Acuna gets a double, and of course, it bounces into the stands for a ground roll double, when if that ball wasn't going into the stands and got past Castellanos and right, that could have been an inside the park home run. That's at least bringing in a run. And then Iglesias grounds out. After that happened, I was like, that was their best chance. Like, I don't know if they're going to get a better chance than that. I was worried at that point that they weren't going to win. Top of the seventh, 1-2-3 inning yet again for Sean Manaea. Then we go to the bottom of the seventh. Marte walks. Vientos strikes out. Alonso gets hit by a pitch, and then Brandon Nimmo with a single to make it 3-2. He's firing me up with the way that he's looking at the crowd, doing the slap ass celebration, which I freaking love still. And the post game interviews with them, want to run through a wall for this guy. And then he ends up stealing a bag. Tyrone Taylor strikes out, and then Francisco Alvarez, an RBI double, 5-2. He needs to be playing more. There's just no way around it. And even when he's not catching, there's an argument he should be DHing right now because he's performing way better than JD Martinez. And I get you got to give your catcher days off, even, from just DHing. But with the way he is and the way you're in a pennant race right now, you might have to get desperate. And until you clinch a spot, you might have to just ride things out with Alvarez for a bit. Alvarado then comes in, strikes out Bader. We go to the eighth inning where Manaea allows a single, and then like Mendoza has done a lot this year, yanks Manaea out of the game at that point. Reed Garrett comes in, he allows a single, and I got worried. I won't lie, I got worried. Marsh pops out, and then Stevenson hits into a force out to bring in a run. And then at that point, I love that Mendoza did not mess around and is like, all right, we haven't used Diaz much for 4-out saves. We're doing it here. We're doing it right here. And then Diaz comes in, strikes out Schwarber. I'm going absolutely crazy with the way that he got him looking there. We go to the bottom of the eighth inning. Acuna walks. Iglesias hits into a force out. Marte walks. Vientos strikes out. And then Pete Alonso hits one to center field. How ironic, because he hits one to center, and that could have been caught, and it wasn't. How ironic with the way Garrett Stubbs' goofy ass was talking yesterday when he was mic'd up. How him and the Phillies dugout were just laughing it up at Pete for not catching that fly ball yesterday. Well, Pete Alonso got the last laugh there. That brings in a run to make it 6-3. Nimmo hits into a force out, and then Diaz looked like vintage Diaz, and he ends up getting the job done with getting those three batters out, and the Mets get the job done and win the game, most importantly. Sean Manaea continues to be unbelievable. Edwin Diaz, great when it mattered the most. Reed Garrett, not so great from him. Which I would have liked to have seen Phil Maton there, but we're not going to nitpick it because of the fact they won, and now they have Maton despite them winning for tomorrow, so there's that. And then the lineup, outside of Vientos going 0 for 5, which with 5 strikeouts too, nonetheless, just made me want to vomit. Outside of that, I mean, you got pretty much production out of anyone, whether it was getting hits or getting walks. Bader only had 1 walk, so a little bit disappointing still from him. He has not been hitting well lately, but I'm still going with him right now because of his defense over JD Martinez, who's not hitting a lick right now. Sorry, but that's the case. And yeah, you get the job done, and now all of a sudden you get the opportunity to potentially win the series tomorrow. I don't know how realistic it is, and if they do win tomorrow, that's really a good sign to me because, like I said in the podcast episode, I want this series to be the Mets sending a message to the league that, and especially the Phillies, who they could see in the postseason. I want that message to be, we could hang around and beat these good teams. And if you beat up on Zach Wheeler tomorrow, especially with Tyler McGill pitching, because if your offense is out swinging theirs against their ace, that to me is a positive sign that you got something special brewing rolling into the postseason. And we'll see how it goes tomorrow. We'll see. Sunday night baseball game, which I always don't love those. Those always just worry me. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, the Mets either way put themselves in a spot where they are 2 up on Atlanta. It sucks that the Marlins couldn't give us another win today, because if it was 3 right now, that would be great. How great would it be? Or if the Mets won yesterday, it would be 3, or they won and the Braves lost today, 4. Ugh. Talking about hypotheticals that don't matter, because what's done is done. It is what it is at this point, and the Mets just have to continue to control their own destiny. That's all it comes down to at this point, and we'll see if the Brewers could get the job done to help the Mets out a little bit more, because that would be huge, especially because they hold the tiebreaker on the Diamondbacks. So we'll see what happens there, but that is going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you haven't. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.